Good evening, Space Rangers. Yes, it is time to add to my collection of uncertain scenery futuristic terrain. Yes, 3 dimensions and modularity, aim of the game with this particular set of scenery. Oh, something's escaping already. Let's go with it. Yes, these are columns, so they are, for this lift. So this is an animated part of the terrain setup that I've got and really enjoy playing on. I've been playing Necromunda actually on this recently, as well as Deadzone. It's kind of designed for Deadzone. It's got all the squares in the right proportions for Mantic's Deadzone, and that is an amazing game as well. Yeah, so let's take this off here. No need for a knife for that. And then inside, let's get rid of that. There we go. We've got the piece proper. It's just uncertain Craig for uncertain scenery there, just kind of extra wrapping to put these columns on. Now I think these columns actually come in perspex now as well. So when you order them, yours will be even nicer. So that is ace. So here we are. Here's the package. There we go. We can see the 2 modes. So you just pop that piece up in the middle there, stick the columns on, and then you've got a raised section. And of course you can raise and lower the elevation there in the middle of a game. So very animated indeed. So how can I possibly get into this MDF secure packaging material? Yes, I would require Caliburn. Yes, the blade to unite nations, to end war by winning one. Is that a contradiction? I don't know. Yeah. Nonetheless, nothing can stand against it. There we go. Open we are. Look at that. It's a lot of MDF, that is. It's a heavy piece. Heavy piece. It's not heavy when it's put together though. Fits quite nicely in the box. I find it quite easy to transport actually. There we are. So obviously you're only using so much of the wood provided, aren't you? Because you're knocking it out of the sprue. Lots of sheets of paper, and that's because there are very detailed instructions. I think uncertain scenery do different scales as well. So this is kind of 28mm, 32mm, 156 type scale, but I think he does like 10mm scale, 15mm scale, etc. I bet he does requests as well if you ask nicely. Here are the instructions for the actual piece. Very detailed. Oh, just on one side. It's going to be less confusing. If it's separate sheets of paper, putting stuff on the back and the front, I'd get confused. I'd lose where I am. I would. But then I'm easily confused. Very easily confused. So there we go. Yes, very detailed instructions there. Nicely lifted from the CAD and accentuated. Yes, that's the word, I think. Marvellous, that's really helpful. Where shall I put those? Put those over here safe. And then on to the sprues themselves. So we've got ground pieces. Don't quite know what anything does yet. I know those go on the inside of corridors and stuff like that. So the whole point of this whole thing is that it's 3-dimensional. So you can put your models in the terrain rather than on top of it. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Sneaking up and down corridors like Doctor Who you will. Or aliens perhaps. And yeah, so that's the top of the lift itself, I'm going to guess, and base plate for that. And as I say, these are pieces of fairing for the corridors themselves. There we go, so that's that sprue. This is a thinner, kind of shinier board as well, so that would indicate that these are kind of aesthetic pieces that go on the top. Still quite thick though, still rugged. We have, wow. So these are main side pieces, I think. So I'm not sure about any of this yet because I've not put one of these together yet. So I'm not sure really what these do in their minutiae yet because it's the first time I put one of these together. Yeah. So I don't know what those are. They must be supports or something for the lift somehow. Wow. And those so these are long. So these will be forming. I don't think they'll be the sides. I think these will be forming some part of the cross section. I'm guessing. Only a guess. These look like they're going to be on the sides. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a long section there that goes all the way around, like so. So there'll be kind of boxes at the side. I think those will be there. You see there and there. So that box there, with the frameage going over. Wonderful. Here's the top. Again, this is a thinner one. I'm going to have to keep this flat, I think. Yeah, there we go. Well, I think I'm just going to have to admit defeat there. There we go. So that's part of the lift as well. Brilliant. I'm going to have to, as I say, admit defeat with this one. Because these are very nicely printed out. So they'll just kind of fall off. That's not a bad thing at all. That means you're not going to be wrestling with the sprue too much and breaking your bits as you take them out. There we are. More of the central piece. So, I mean, this is part of the 3D element of the whole thing, isn't it? That uncertain scenery kind of make you build things up. So here's an under section for the cross that goes on the top. So essentially, this is the floor of the piece. No, that's my apologies. That's the floor of the piece, and this will be going on top, like so. So that'll be suspended there, and then we'll have the aesthetic piece that's round, I'm guessing, going on top there to make it look extra specially amazing, like so. Only guessing though, only guessing. I'll take it all back when I'm making the piece. These are the clip system, and I'll show you how the clip system works very soon. So there we go. Those are the sprues. It's a lot of spruage here, and it'll make, I'm guessing, a very three-dimensional, very robust piece of terrain. Brilliant. Let's look at how the clip system works before I put anything together, shall we? Very modular. That's the whole point of the whole thing. So here's one board. Look at the raised element of it. Look, stairs going down. You see in there. Looks like a scene, as I say, from Aliens or Doctor Who. You can even take these upper floor panels off so that you can get to your models underneath, or destroy them in games. I've done that. Sometimes we've had rules where you can destroy the floor panels there. Anyone standing on it can get injured then, can't they? Health and safety, you see, health and safety. So that's one board, and say the whole point is that it fits together with your other boards here. Let's scoot some stuff out of the way there. There we go. It fits together like so. Let's see if I can do it properly. So the clips fit flush there and there. Much easier to put them in from the top than from the bottom, where you have to kind of seat them blind on top of a clip pointing upwards, as I've seen on some systems. So yeah, this is really easy to put together, and that's there now. That's very secure. And when you've got 4 by 6 or whatever, these are 1 foot from edge to edge, it becomes even more robust because you've got the kind of weight of the whole thing holding it all together. But you know, just that on its own is robust. And then when you're ready to take it apart, you just there you go, like so. Take your clips out. There you go, super. And then, you know, because they're MDF clips, if they break or anything, there's usually some spares on the sprue. Anyway, I haven't had a single breakage yet. Then I've been using these for about a year now. Maybe a little bit over a year, but if they do, or you lose some, usually there's some spares, and I'm sure you can send off or ask Uncertain Craig, and he'll send you some more if they're needed. There we go, and that is on a bed. And something I find interesting is that when you're putting the MDF together, and you're dry fitting, it's always a good idea to have a bit of a dry fit. It can be a little bit coarse, a bit difficult to put together, and then as soon as you put the PVA glue on, actually it lubricates it and it slides together quite easily. So don't worry if your dry fitting is a little bit tight. Don't force it, don't break it, do the best you can so that you know what you're doing, and then when the PVA glue goes on, it'll be fine. And the good thing about PVA glue, of course, is it doesn't stick immediately. You can just take things apart, put them back together properly. Here, corner, perfect. That goes on like so. These little cut out bits there going on the outside, like so, so that the clips, once they're made up, fit in. Now you can make one of these up, I guess. I'll get to this in a bit, how to make it up, but I guess you can make this up first, couldn't you? Little clips, they're not hard, and guide them in like that. So I know that that's nicely placed there. I know that's nicely placed there, so I've done the right stuff, so I can just feel around there. Where does that fit? Great, so when I glue that on, I know when it feels right, don't I? Now, obviously, I'm not going to put glue there or there, because that's where the clips go. We don't want messy glue all over where the clip's going to go. Oh, I've got a little bit out of order here. Don't put these on yet, just take it off. It's not dry yet, so it's not a big problem. These little bulkheads here go on first. There. There's entranceways to the tunnels. These ones as well, so we've got it the right way around. There we go. And then that goes on top and secures those in place, like so. There we are. Lovely. Let's do the clips that will put the pieces of terrain together. Make it modular, you know what I mean, definitely. So, got a little T here. Oops, a daisy, little T here, there we go. Little box part here for the side. Little box part here for the side. So we put that in a little tab. There we are. So the T's are opposite, you see. So got a T there. So we've got the T there, and that points away from the T there. There we go. Points upwards. And that then goes on like so. Marvellous. I'm just dry fitting at the moment. And then that allows this double arrow here to fit in the top. We hope. We hope. There we go, it works. Oh my goodness, well I'm a little surprised. So we'll just take you through that again. Little T there, like so. You see there? And that's pointing that way against these little nubbits there. So that's pointing that way. Second part goes on exactly the same, leaving us with this look here. So that's flush that way, so it can clip into the boards properly, and then that leaves gaps, so a little double arrow goes in the top, like so. He says like so. A little bit of wibbling. Perfect. There we go. Super. There we are, that's the unit made. So our little box, our little modular piece, modularised and done. So there we are, that's how it works. There we go. Take those out. Like so, there you go. So the little poles go in there. Like so. I mean, this will just pop on, to be honest. You can just put it on top, but you've got the guide holes there as well. So you can slip the lift shafts in, so it's more secure, so you can put models quite firmly on there. I mean, don't go hitting your model, will you? Just because I'm demonstrating. I'm just illustrating that you can put a tank on. So if I've got a tank here, I think I've got a Mantic tank around here somewhere. There we go, look. A Forge Fathers armoured personnel carrier, there you go. No problem. Can go on there with very little effort and no danger of breakage. Super, so I think it's time to put some paint on this. What do you think, Commanders? Yes, I agree. There we are, the clips are done. Camouflaged on top, H section on the bottom, so they fit nicely into the clip receptacle, which is just a posh word for a hole, I guess. Yes, I think so, Commanders. I think that just means hole. And they are to fit into this mighty and finished module. Look at that. Let's see if they go in. Perfect. Look at that. Brilliant. Let's see if we can find another one and see if it fits. Now, it may be a slightly different colour. Got to go with a bit of fuzzy logic, haven't we, at these difficult times? So I've had to get paint from different places. So where the paint scheme will differ, it's okay for showing you today, but as we move on, I'll just ink it and make it all dirty and make it tally. Okay. Just to see if the system works. See if I'm pretty confident. There we go. Marvellous. Works. There we are. Very good. Go in. There we are. Brilliant. That's actually not quite level because there's some detritus on the side of the table, so that's gone together really well considering. There we go. That's how it works. And look, I can pick that up. And it's really sturdy. So that is pretty super, I think you'll agree. And taking apart, very easy. There you go, done. I just put all the clips in a little bag and it's sorted. So what we've done in some battles is a model may go in the bottom here and mess about with some gubbins or a control box or something, and up goes the lift, and your battlefield changes in the middle of your game, which is pretty good, I think. It's interesting. So there we go, marvellous. So that's the piece all done. Breaking down is very easy, like so. Oops, Daisy, dropping the bits off the side of the table. Dexterity is everything in model making, as you know. There we go. It's actually going on a lot easier than it was, because as you put things on and take them off, it just trains the wood, doesn't it? So that was very easy, in fact. This is going to be a little bit of a tighter fit, I'm going to guess. But actually, no. It's actually quite easy. There we go. There we are. Look at that. Now, when it's all packed down like that, that is actually very sturdy indeed. More sturdy than I thought. I thought because you've only got these 4 bits here, it'd be weaker. It probably is a little bit structurally. Not as sound as the other ones, but that's... There we go. That is very strong. Punch test passed. Don't punch it. Don't do that. I'm just showing you. Just showing you that the the lean that you'll do every so often when you're playing a game probably won't break it. Do treat it with care though. Don't just follow my silly example. Right, let's have a look at this with the complete setup, shall we? There we go. All done. That's the one we've been working on. Left them disparate up the top there, and together to how we'll be playing them in this corner here. Wonderful. So I've got 4x4 now. So another 8 I think that I'd need, and I've got a 6x4 board. And I'll be happy at that, I think. So I've got 3 lifts in all, which is going to give me a lot of flexibility and dynamism and dimension in the game as I play it. Looks great with scenery on it as well, and hopefully we'll do some battle reports using this terrain. And yeah, I look forward to getting some more. So as you advance on your enemy, remember you can go over the top if you really want to, or like me, you can take a tunnel. Take care, everyone.